Hey guys, this week we are going to be baking some cakes. So I'm going to show you what we're going to need to be baking them first. We need, if you want to make cupcakes, you're going to need like a cupcake tin. If you're going to make a cake, you need a cake pan. You need an oven. You need either a type of an electric mixer or a whisk if you don't have an electric mixer. If you're doing cupcakes, maybe you want to use cupcake liners, milk or water, vegetable oil, eggs, cake mix, icing, bowls, some spatulas, some liquid measuring cups, and I have a little bowl for cracking my eggs. Okay, I've already washed my hands, my hair is up, we're ready to go. Let's get started. So first thing, I'm going to preheat the oven, and I'm going to set it to 350, start. There it says it is preheating. Now my next step, I'm just going to make cupcakes. So I'll get rid of that cake pan. So I'm going to put my cupcake liners, one into each spot. Okay, take one of those. Okay, and now our next step is going to be to open the cake mix. So I'm going to make 2 cakes today, because I'm going to use one with the hand mixer and one with the stand mixer. And the instructions for each cake are going to be different. They're on the back of the box, the recipe for that specific cake. So even though I am giving you a recipe this week, it's just from the box of this chocolate fudge cake. So make sure you look on the back of whatever cake mix you have. So I'm going to cut open the package. And I'm just going to dump this whole package of cake mix into the bowl. That's one. And then we'll do the same with the vanilla cake. Dump the whole thing into the bowl. Okay, first step done. Now we need to measure. So for the chocolate cake, we need 1 1/4 cup of water or milk. So for the chocolate, let's do the milk. So I'm going to measure. I'm getting down to eye level and pouring while I'm looking. Oh, our oven's preheated all the way up. This is the 1 cup line. There we go, 1 cup. I'm going to pour that in. And then I still need another 1/4 cup for the chocolate. This time I'm just going up to this line. There we go. 1/4 cup. Okay. And I'm just going to rinse it out for the water. And for the vanilla, I'm going to do water, but I only need 1 cup for the vanilla cake. Okay, pour that in. And then both cakes need 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. So I'll get another liquid measuring, and I'm going to pour 1/2 cup. There we go. And it goes. Okay, don't quite have enough there. Gotta get another one open. Good thing I bought more vegetable oil this week. Take that off. And we're gonna fill it up to the 1/2. There we go. Alright, in it goes. It smells good already. And now for the eggs. And both cakes need 3 eggs. So same thing, I'm going to crack my egg into this little bowl just in case I get any shell in there. I could pick it out. That was a good crack though. So that egg can go in, that's 1. Now we are ready to start the mixers. So I'm going to do the handheld one first. So remember, before I plug it in or anything, I'm going to put the beaters in. And make sure, oh, there's the click sound, that they're not going to fall out. And then I make sure it's on off or 0, whatever yours is. Mine says off before I plug it in. Okay, and then I'm going to start at the lowest and then work my way up to 5 because it wants it at medium speed. So I'm starting at 1 and working my way up. So I get to 5. Okay, so you can see that the outside is not quite getting mixed in right now. So this is when I'm going to turn it off and just scrape the outside of my bowl so that the dry parts get to the inside. Start it off slow again and gradually get back. Stop again, scrape. And one more time. Okay, and then at the end, just to get the cake off, I like to lift it a little bit, but on a really low speed. Just kind of kicks off the rest. I'm not bringing it all the way up, otherwise it'll spray all over the place. Just right above the cake mix. And there we go. And I'm just going to let it drip a little over. I'm going to check, make sure it's all mixed. And it is, it's ready to go. Okay, so the chocolate's done. Now I'm going to do the vanilla. So I need to lift my bowl up. And I'm going to turn it on from the side. And again, I'm just going to start slow. And then make it go a little bit faster. And I'm going to stop it and scrape. A little bit. Okay. And again. bring that down. Make sure it's all mixed. It is. We are good to go. Okay. So now I'm gonna fill my cupcake things. So what I like to do is either use a 1/4 cup or a 1/3 of a cup scoop. I'm gonna use the 1/3 to scoop it in to the cupcake things. So first I'm gonna unplug this and I'm gonna release the beaters by pressing the black button. Boop. Don't need those anymore. I can put them in my sink. Then I'm gonna get my scoop. I'm just gonna get rid of some of the drips. Let it drip, 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 and then pour. And I want to pour from up high. If I touch the side of it, it's gonna get all stuck in the cupcake things. So you want to pour from up high. And you don't want to fill it completely because otherwise it'll explode all over the cupcake pan. So I'm going to fill it almost all the way, 3/4 of the way. And if it drips a little bit, it's okay. You can wipe it off. Pour from up high. And then you just do that for all the cupcakes. So I take the vanilla beater out. And I'm gonna move it closer. I don't want to be dripping over my chocolate one, so switch the pans. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a wet paper towel and clean up anywhere where I did a big spill, because that will just burn in the oven and it'll be harder to clean later. Okay, so we are ready to put these in the oven, and for cupcakes you put them in for, there's different times for the different cakes. So for vanilla, 12 to 17 minutes. For the chocolate, 14 to 19. So I'm going to put the timer on. Oh, need to change my oven rack. So this oven rack is too high. I'm going to bring it down so they're a bit more equal. And just like with the cookies, I'm going to switch the trays halfway through so they each get equal time on the top and on the bottom. So I'm just going to put it for 7 minutes. And then we'll flip them in 7 minutes. Okay, timer went off, time to switch them. And back in the oven for another 7 minutes. Okay, time to check if they are done. So let's start with the vanilla because they are supposed to be done quicker. So what I'm going to do is take a toothpick and I'm going to go to the middle ones because the end ones cook a little bit faster. You can see this one's a little bit brown. And I'm just going to stick a toothpick in and pull it out. And you can see it's pretty much clean. It's got like 1 or 2 crumbs on it, but that's okay. So those are done. I'm going to leave them out of the oven. Now we can check the chocolate ones. Okay, so again, I'm just going to go in the middle one, stick it in, and those are actually pretty close to done too. You can see there's not much on that one. Might just try another one to be sure. Well, that one got really stuck, so we can see that the chocolate are not quite done yet. I'm going to put them back in the oven for maybe another 2 minutes. And then I'm going to let these cool once they are done, and they need to completely cool. So they need to be cool to the touch before I can ice them. We got 2 minutes on the timer. So these need to completely cool down before I can ice them. Otherwise the icing will just melt and become a big mess. So right now they're pretty hot. I need to let them cool down before we get the icing on them. Okay, so time to ice. So I've got a chocolate icing and a vanilla icing here. And I'm going to do chocolate on the chocolate cupcakes and the vanilla on the vanilla, but you could do whatever you like. You choose. So there are a couple different ways we can ice. You can just use a knife and take a little glob like that. I like to put it in the middle first, and then I just move it from the middle all the way across the cupcake. And my cupcake is nice and cool. I let it cool for about half an hour before I did this, so they're not warm at all. So you could do it like that with a knife, easy peasy. Or if you want to be a bit fancier, you can get a piping bag, which is what this is. And I'm just going to fold it over to make it easier to get the icing in there. And then get a spoon, big spoon of the icing. And then I just put it right in the bag. Like that. Bring it back up. And then you just push the icing down. And then it's going to come out the tip. And I could do the icing like this. This is a pretty small tip, so I probably wouldn't use this. But do something like that. What I am going to use this for, though, is you could write on your cupcakes. So I could do like a letter H if I was giving this to somebody, or start at the beginning of happy birthday. If you want to do, if you have a white icing and you have food coloring, you could make your icing one of the colors of the food coloring. Or sometimes they also sell icing like this. So I'm just gonna squish this. Got some red icing there. And you could just do like that big glob of icing there. And I've got an I, so now I spell hi. And yeah, that is how you ice. You could also use, if you didn't have a piping bag, you could use a Ziploc bag and just put the icing in there and cut off the tip to do it that way. If you didn't have a bag like this and you wanted to do some writing or something a bit fancier. And that's how you ice the cupcakes or your cake. You could do your cake the same way. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy and we'll see you next week.